It is so important for the growth of the nation, for it to survive. And India can only survive if we have good education. I think if I can teach through story and the child remembers the story, then there is a connection that comes.
One such tale unfolds in the urban slums of Delhi, where a group of highly spirited individuals work meticulously to transform young aspirations into reality. Cherishing the often neglected dreams and nurturing an innovative curriculum for life, they strive to create a more equitable society and have brought smiles to many children and their families. This joy of common creativity in education is Katha. The children of marginalized and disadvantaged communities have similar aspirations and potential as other children. And yet, thousands of these children never experience the joys of childhood and a proper education. It is a lost opportunity not only for families of these children, but society and nation as well. However, at the same time, there are people and organizations who are striving to make a difference to the lives of these children and making efforts to mainstream them for a better tomorrow. Katha has, over the last 25 years of work with children in the slums, developed and perfected a reading and story pedagogy suited to their needs and proven to be effective in achieving high performance, attendance and retention rates.
Children coming in and reading stories from the books that Katha was publishing. So we were bringing our publishing into the schools. We were training our own teachers to become, the kind of teachers who would be caring and sharing. I think if the heart is, strong and caring, the mind can be trained.
By seamlessly connecting grassroots work in education and urban resurgence, Katha brings children living in poverty into reading and quality education. Reading as an intervention has been a cornerstone in Katha's successful efforts to enthuse people at the grassroots.
In 1988, when I came to Delhi, I felt that there was so much they could do, but somehow they had given up on themselves. And is it possible for us as people who are gifted, who have had parents who have given us good education, who come from caring families, can we do something to make India a better place for all children?
Its various reading initiatives bring the flavour and colour of India alive to children across the socio-economic, linguistic and cultural divides. The good work done over the years by Katha has been noticed, recognised and talked about in national and international fora. No wonder then it has now found support of many international and national agencies like BT, USAID, Tech Mahindra Foundation and FICCI for its activities.
There is a successful model that we have in Katha, and FICCI is helping us to take this model forward and see that it reaches more and more children.
Education is a very important sector for us, and especially the early education. The good work which they are doing in Delhi for a long time, we like to see Katha doing the similar kind of job for us developing or underdeveloped states. We are going to help them connect to the stakeholders, to the government, to the institutions, the NGOs there, and establish a program for Katha, and that's a mandate for us.
Through this effort of Katha supported by us, we'll be able to make major dent in the quality of learning of children who go to government schools.
The reason we chose Katha is Katha's concept of really working along with the underprivileged, and that those days IT was really happening. So we thought let's bring our IT knowledge, let's shake hands with them, and we conceptualized this and we started investing into Katha. And we call this program as KITES, Katha IT Initiatives. So that's what we are running with them.
USAID is very committed to supporting a competition to identify the most promising innovations across the country to address some of the world's toughest challenges, such as strengthening the reading skills of children at a young age.
In 2009, Katha started its I Love Reading campaign in 50 MCD schools and 122 communities to spread the joy of reading, help children achieve grade level reading skills and stay in school.
The I Love Reading campaign comes from that mission goal that we had, that we need to get all children reading at grade level and for fun. So that's the basis of it. The I Love Reading happens through a very cooperative way rather than a competitive. It's not competitive at all.
Katha won the 2013 Millennium Alliance Award by USAID, Government of India and FICCI for its innovative ILR program. This award is one of the many previously won by Katha. Katha has now expanded its I Love Reading program into 85 MCD schools, reaching 45,000 children and 1,150 teachers this year. Moreover, it is working in an additional 126 underserved communities, reaching 80,000 children. Future planning of Katha is to make its I Love Reading program reach 500 MCD schools and 500 communities across Delhi by the year 2017. Katha is also looking to scale up ILR across other states in India.
In 2012-13 program of Millennium Alliance, we shortlisted Katha as one of our awardees. So we have given a grant to Katha out of this fund to support and scale Katha operations out of Delhi so that Katha can go in other states.
We received over 1,400 applications in the Millennium Alliance's first round of competition, and Katha was one of only 9 winners. What an achievement that is, and I think it's a testament to the amazing leadership of Katha. It's led by an extraordinary woman named Katha Dharmarajan, whose outlook and philosophy to teaching and learning is amazing, and I think exactly what this country and the world needs to strengthen the reading skills of children.
Hundreds of authors and translators find a space to express and contribute. And with time, this commitment and national contribution has only multiplied.
We start with the story. The story is just about any story. It could be a folktale from the northeast, it could be a story translated from Malayalam or from Marathi or from Gujarati. It could come from, say, Kunkuna Dangi, which is an oral tradition language. It can come from anywhere.
I think what Katha is doing, and one can see it in the incredible art and the incredible skills that are being taught, even if it's film studies or the kind of work in theatre that's going on, that the exposure to the arts is taken extremely seriously. So there will always be that extra benefit of actually having people interested in taking up the arts as a very strong focus of their life.
The government too is benefiting from Katha's evidence-based interventions. The national curriculum designer and textbooks provider NCERT and CBSE have recommended 124 Katha books for children to inculcate love for reading and promote reading culture in young readers. The first generation learners have an access to quality education through the schools and reading centers. Katha is mainly working in one of the major slum clusters in Govindpuri area of South Delhi. Poverty reduction is imperative to children being sent to schools.
The purpose is primarily to address the weaker sections of the community, the poor, the marginalized, the deprived, those who are in genuine need or genuine want. And the feeling here is that the better off among the companies of India, the so-called top half of the corporate India, who are successful, who have made very large profits over very large periods of time, they work in a society which also has wide variations. And today stakeholder expectations are that such companies should also give back to society, some of which they have taken from society. It is in that spirit that the legislation has been created.
With that philosophy in mind, Katha thought of engaging the women folk of these slum areas. Many students who passed out of Katha have made a successful career and are doing excellent work in life.
I think Katha is a different school in whole world. That's why I joined Katha, because Katha is give me lots of opportunity and increase my self-confidence.
Nowadays I am working with a school named Shalom Hills International School. It's a group of the school. So I joined Shalom Hills last year as a PGT Fine Arts, but I got now a promotion. I'm now HOD Fine Arts over there, and I'm enjoying. And as well as I'm working as a full-time painter also.
Geetha Dharamrajan, an editorial professional and writer for over 3 decades abroad after moving to Delhi, realized that the power of good literature and storytelling may actually change the narrative of many an underprivileged life in her own country. She began by launching a children's magazine called Tamasha.
Tamasha fills me with joy. Tamasha is this big elephant. She's a big fat elephant. She's almost as fat as me, maybe a little fatter than me. And she has, these ideas of what to do. She came with stories for the children. She came with, ideas on what they could do. We had letters that were written to Tamasha from Bihar, from villages in Madhya Pradesh. Children say, हम क्या करना है, कैसा करना है, हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है. What do we do? How do we do it? So we were constantly finding that Tamasha, the elephant, was the one who set the tone and the culture for the organization.
Thus was born Katha, which in English means story. The underlying vision for Katha volunteers and workers is spreading the light of literacy. The pioneering work that Geetha Dharamrajan and her team did in the field of translations of fiction and other literature in several of the widely spoken languages in India gave Katha the contours of a movement.
Can we make children read? Not just in one language. Can we be at least bilingual? Can they read in one language which is their mother tongue and one other language which is the school language? So there were a lot of challenges that I saw around me at that point of time. And I think I've been very, very lucky to have people with me, whether it was my board, whether it was friends in civil society, and now the people who work with me. I think it's a huge team which has been making the dreams of our children possible.
What started as an innovative social idea in the shape of Katha has become a modular work for uniting India's different language communities and transforming lives. The joy of reading and emancipation from poverty and social evils is the story Katha scripts every day.